Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
I've got it under control. We're all leaving. We are all leaving. Fucking go. Oh, welcome to Drum and Drummer, George Pickering.
Great, that was
there
loud.
There he is.
Coming in my ears.
My favourite egg.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, above Rob Harrell?
I mean, I like Rob, but
Yeah.
I don't do a podcast.
Way too
weekly
long a
with him.
pause. Way too long a pause. How many times a year do you see Rob Harrell? You had to think for at least 4 seconds.
Well, he's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy, yeah,
He's a nice
sure.
guy. He's very happy.
Yeah.
You ever meet Rob Harrell, he'll
Yeah.
bring you up. He'll bring you
Yeah.
up 10%.
Yeah.
He's just in a good mood.
Yeah.
Not quite at the Elliot levels of
No.
bringing
No,
a
but
man
Elliot's
up.
Elliot's at a scary amount of happiness,
Yeah.
you know?
And
A worrying amount.
yeah, and with those people, you have to go, the highs are high,
Yeah.
but the lows must be low.
Yeah. So talk to your mates. Talk to your mates.
Talk to your friends.
That's,
www.wannatalkabout.it.
yeah, exactly. This is- that was good. That was our bit
Yeah.
for men's health.
Yeah. Well, the big news, George.
Yeah.
The big news.
Yeah.
This is huge news.
Yeah. Is it the magpie?
The magpie's
Oh.
down. The
Oh my
magpie's
God.
down.
Wow.
Yeah.
How? Did you
Well,
see
there
it
was a
happen?
I didn't see anything. There was a blustery night the other night.
Yeah.
Blustery night.
Mm.
Must have finally come down. I don't know where. I've checked the front garden. I've checked the back garden.
Yeah.
I cannot see it. My gut feeling is it went into next door's garden
Mm.
because it was slightly on their side.
Yeah.
My wife seems to think she heard a bit of commotion,
Yeah.
which might have been them discovering said magpie
Mm.
in their garden.
Do you reckon they have the same fact? Do you reckon they were seeing it on the roof as well, or they didn't notice?
They
Like
they
noticed?
must have done.
Must
I
have
mean,
done.
I don't really talk to them. I did see them the other day outside the front of the house, and there was just
Yeah.
a bit of, it's hot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot.
That's great.
There was no, what are we going to do about the dead magpie hanging from the TV aerial?
No.
You know, there was none of that. I
No.
don't feel like they'll appreciate magpie banter.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's small talk with people. You can do weather. You can do the roads. You know,
Yeah.
which road did you come by? That's about as basic
Yeah.
and shit as a conversation can be. But
How long did it take you to get here?
Oh God.
What way did you come?
Yeah, every
You know?
family gathering. Come on, let's change it up a bit. Let's go. Because this is all we ever talk about. I don't even know you guys.
Yeah.
Aunties and uncles. We're just talking about the traffic and the weather, and then wait another 8 years. That was very specific. So the magpie would have been great, sort of,
Yeah.
small talk.
Yeah.
I like to do that. I like to do that if there's a new dep. I like to, that Wonder Year gig that you weren't on, obviously, because I was on, because you weren't on it.
Yeah.
But Neil and your lovely wife, and then someone else whose name I can't remember, the singer. And I remember him asking I just asked him a weird question, like, where do you stand on pasta? Something like that.
Yeah.
Just odd, just a bit off the wall. And Neil laughed, and then it was like, then we were in because he loved it,
Yeah.
And then there's a conversation going, Just so listeners, this is a bit of a life advice. Just try shit like that, Don't talk about the weather. Don't talk about traffic. Just go in with something odd,
Yeah.
What's your favourite golf club size? You're a 9-iron or a 3 wood,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
yeah,
just and if they're like what, then you're not going to be friends, and that's fine because there's enough people in the world, and you can be friends with someone else. Just make it obvious if you're going to be my friend quickly.
Yeah.
Dean,
for sure.
Dean's the perfect example of that. He was disgusting when I met him, and he's one of my best friends. So there you go. In conversation wise, there you go. That's that. Anyway, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, right, do we need to talk about Saturday?
Is that
what we're gonna talk
the
about?
football?
Yes.
I have to talk about I'm not fussed about talking about the actual match itself.
No.
But we can talk about your gig, and then we can talk about my mental Saturday, if you want.
Yeah, because obviously, England played Norway on Saturday night.
Big time.
And believe probably we talked about last week about what's going to happen. How are we going to watch it? What's the, that logistic a lot of musicians will have when gigs clash with big things like that. And I had quite the, I guess, not saga, but quite the tale maybe. I can run it through. I can run it through.
Yeah.
Suppose I had a very local Wonder Year gig on Saturday.
Local.
And this is the wedding where the couple just tore apart our set list. Didn't want half of our repertoire. So already my back's up a bit. But like with all wedding gigs or things like that, you don't know what you're walking into. You don't know what the score's going to be.
No.
But right, England are playing Norway at 10. We're down to finish playing at 10:30, but then put on music till midnight. What's going to happen? We don't know. We don't know. Plan A, we try and avoid the score, come back to mine, watch the game on demand, Anyway, we turned up and things were looking up, George.
Yeah.
Things were looking up because, one, it was a marquee in the middle of nowhere on Thorney Island.
Yep.
Okay, so there's not a house, there's not there's nothing in reach that will be broadcast. We're very isolated. We're very isolated. You're only here if you're A, for this wedding, or B, in the military base. Because it's a weird place, Thorney Island, isn't it? We had to go through the military gate.
Yeah.
To get to the house.
What, to get on the island or what? Because you always have to go through that initial one.
Yeah, so we go onto Thorney Island, through the military gate just by the bridge.
Yeah.
Because the house we were playing at was was past the military base.
Well, yeah, that's where people live there, don't they?
I know, but it's so weird.
Yeah, I know. I do think that if you pop out, but you don't need to pop out.
To just pop out and pop in, you got to go for a fucking army checkpoint.
Yeah.
Felt like I was in The Last of Us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't. Never seen it, but
no, of course you haven't. Anyway, so we did that. Anyway, so it was like, right, we're in the middle of nowhere. Great, okay. The bride was Australian. There was a lot of Australians
to the story?
there.
We only have half an hour, Ben.
It is relevant because they're not going to give a shit about the football, are they?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
They're not going to give a shit about England.
I apologise.
Apart from probably wanting England to lose. Anyway, we can't see anything. Okay, this is fine. We set up. Fine. It's all going well. Things are looking up again. They've got their own PA system.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely stuff.
Big fan
and they're
of
doing
that.
the first dance and shit themselves through the PA. Right behind me on the sub, a bloody laptop.
Yeah.
With the playlists on. Here we go. They're playing music through it. Right.
Yeah.
We're not, and this is the tactic, you see. Yeah. We're not going to mention we've got my iPad with the music on.
No.
We're not going to do that. You want them to, you don't want to offer it because then they'll take it. So I'm like, great.
Yeah.
I'll just put their playlists on through the laptop.
This iPad is actually just for Angry Birds,
Yeah, Angry Birds and drumcharts.co.uk.
Exactly.
And so like, great, we can play music. So we can finish playing at 10:30 and then basically get the fuck out, put their music on for their system, get the fuck out, get to mine for just gone 11, watch the football.
What, all of you?
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, obviously my wife, she lives here as well.
Yeah.
And come and watch it. Come and watch it, lads.
Yeah.
So we're like, this is going well. This is good. This is good. We start our second set at about 9:30. It gets to sort of 10 to 10.
Yeah.
And things are going well. People are dancing. We're playing well. Someone comes and takes the laptop.
That's
Someone
a shame.
comes.
Wait, what? Like Nick's? Right, like who? Someone?
Well, I see a guy and the bride sort of by the side of the stage. Laptop's behind me. They're having a chat. I'm thinking, hang on, what's going on here?
Yeah.
The guy, I don't know if he was a groomsman or just a guest or whatever, unplugs the laptop, walks off with it. Oh, here we go. That's annoying, isn't it? That's annoying.
Yeah.
See, in the far corner of the marquee, plugging it into a telly.
Oh,
plugging it into a TV. Oh, they're going to put the football on.
Brilliant.
Oh, some people
Double whammy.
Double whammy. They're going to watch the game, and also we can't use the fucking laptop to play their music.
Oh God.
Fuck. And you can just
nuggets.
Me and Neil are looking at each other like, crap. This is our plans are getting.
Because what was Neil? Was Neil gonna, as I thought, watch it on his
iPad or something? Or
no, plan A was like, no, we're gonna.
You were all gonna go to yours.
Go back to mine and watch
That's
it. That's
cute. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and we're friends and colleagues.
Yeah. Well, I've watched a game around yours once. You know.
And that was actually my wedding vows. Yeah. So anyway, we're like, oh, fuck's sake. My wife, the legend that is my wife, because we're like, fuck the lights. We always forget about the lights. If we're just going to fuck off early, which technically we shouldn't really do because we are contracted to be there till midnight.
Yeah.
We're taking away the lights.
But this is Ben Winty. Yeah.
Yeah, been doing it too long. My wife goes, do you know what? I'll stay with the lights.
Yeah.
You guys go. Wow. What an offer. Thank you. Anyway, so we finished our second set at 10:30, and it's like, the laptop's being used to watch the football. Fucking hell, right. I'll plug my iPad in to their aux cable. But my iPad is USB-C, and the aux cable, like many, is mini jack.
Yeah.
But I have the adapter. So I plug the adapter onto their cable and plug my iPad in, and I start playing music. We start packing down, and then my wife's like, I'll just bring the lights and your iPad home.
Yeah.
I'll stay here till midnight. You guys go and watch the football.
So did she drive separately? Hang on. Woo. So how did you do this then? Because I assume you took her or someone took her?
Well, me and her went in her car and Neil came in his car. So
so you put all your stuff in Neil's car? Yeah, makes sense. I
mean, put it in her car. She's coming home eventually, isn't it?
Big time.
Same two cars. The only difference is I just go from car A to car B.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Exactly. It's not far. I could probably run it if I wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Just zoom past the military checkpoint. See you later.
See you later. They're like, God, he's good. We should get him in the army, you know?
Is he any good at killing? So that then became the new plan.
Yeah.
But then we're sort of halfway through packing up, and the groom and his mate come over, and they're like, "Is this your iPad playing the music?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, he felt basically, I can't remember the exact words, but he was like, felt guilty. It was my iPad playing the music. Because he was like, where's the laptop gone? And I was like, they take it to watch the football. He was like, he's like, we were happy to put my phone on, but we just don't have the adapter, and it's in the church, but the church is locked. And he was like, his mate was like, is there any chance I can buy your adapter off you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, this is amazing because they're offering to pay me to give me the ability to leave.
Yeah.
An hour early, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't want to give any indication that is exactly what I wanted to happen.
Yeah.
Like we wanted to go. Like, no point would I ever say, well, actually, it's fine because we can play this till midnight. I didn't want to do any of that.
Not to interrupt, that's such a good phrase that I've thought about so many times in life. I didn't want to give any indication that is exactly what I wanted to happen. How many times is something like that? Oh, well, yeah, I guess if we have to do it that way, then it's fine. Okay, yeah. Thinking that is exactly how I wanted it to plan out in every way, you know? Yeah. Brilliant.
And I said to him, he's like, mate, I'll buy it off it. And I said, because I didn't want to be like, fucking brilliant, I want to go home. Yeah. So I was just like, look, I got loads of these. Yeah. Go grab me a Diet Coke, and you can keep the adapter.
Did you say that? That's quite a cool line.
Yeah, I did. And he was like, so grateful. Yeah. So basically, 11 o'clock, we were all out of there. Fuck the lights, we're taking them. We're going. Amazing. And we were all so stressed. Yeah. We're all so stressed because there's people watching the football over there. Yeah. We don't want to hear it. We're trying to pack away. It's hot in a marquee.
Yeah, but you've got a Diet Coke.
I got a Diet Coke, but we're worried about what's happening with the iPad and what's going on. And I think I even just said, I've got it under control. We're all leaving. We are all leaving. Fucking go.
Yeah.
Go.
Amazing.
We were out there so quick. Yeah. Anyway, back to ours. 11:10, shirts off, Guinness in the hand.
Wait, who? You, Neil, and Elliot? Did you all watch it?
No, Elliot was on. Elliot's not on it, mate.
It was Liam Baker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did Liam Baker come back?
He came back, but he didn't take his shirt off.
Oh, so you and Neil genuinely took your shirts off?
Yeah, we were so hot. Because not only the marquee was hot, we'd play and we'd packing up, loading the car. It was really hot. It's just always hot now. It's just hot. It's the default setting. Yeah. And then we got back and our house was just so hot, just heated up. And I was like, fucking get the shirt off.
Yeah,
shirt off.
What a mental gig for that Depp, you know? He gets back and his wife or partner or whatever is like, how was it? It's like, well, I ended up naked with the band, but other than that, terrible. Do you want to hear about my Saturday?
I do.
Because speaking of stress, mama, it was a stressful day. So I'd been thinking about this Saturday for a while. You know, sometimes you have those gig days where you're thinking, right, this needs a lot of planning from everywhere, you know. And I had a festival gig in the day with the Laney lot, and I had a function. And for a while, I didn't know if I could do both because I just had it in my diary. July the 11th, Tet Fest with the Laney lot. And Tet. It's in Tetbury.
Right, got you.
Yeah, festival in Tetbury, Tet Fest. Text. But anyway, so I...
See you later, Colin.
so I was thinking, can I do both? And Georgie said, or Ben said originally, he was like, oh yeah, I think we'll be on at 3. And I was thinking, oh, okay, if we're on at 3, and let's say latest we finish at 4, if we have to do an hour set, then let's say the earliest the arrival is 5 p.m. for this gig that's 2 hours away. I was thinking, fuck, what if I don't get there till 6:30, you know? I was like, can I do both? And then we get this message saying, if England win the other, if England are through, we go on at 2:30. I went, oh my God, that means I can do both, you know? And then I found out we're only doing a 45-minute set. So I went, oh my God, brilliant. Finish at 3:15. And then I found out I don't have to be at the gig in the evening till 6. I went, oh, it's all fine, you know? Let's say finish at 3:15, pack down, and then get on the road, you know? So I thought, right, okay, I can do this. So
gig number 1 was in Tetbury.
Yes.
Where's Tetbury?
Tetbury is above Swindon, close to Wales, Cotswolds, basically.
Where was gig number 2?
Gig number 2 was sort of Bournemouth way, so about 2 hours down. So I've had to go from Brighton all the way through Winchester, A34, baby. You know, you know it. I went past your Esso garage. You know, I didn't know which one, but I definitely went past at least one.
That's the thing. It's weird, isn't it? It's all Esso and Mirko down there.
Yeah, they bloody love Esso and Mirko. You know, Rupert Mirko. But anyway, so I was driving. It's a bloody hot day, and I'd taken my car in to the garage on Thursday because Wednesday night I had a gig with Tim Love, Loverboy, and Chris Hampson, and a last minute gig, a real last minute gig. You know, Tim was messaged on the Tuesday, can you do a wedding gig tomorrow? The band's pulled out, and he said yes. And so I did that, but on the way there, the engine light was coming on. I was like, fuck. So I managed to call up a garage, and they were like, yeah, we can get it in tomorrow. It's literally next to the studio where I am now. So I took it in, and they fixed, it was like the spark plugs were sort of worn out, just getting shitty, you know, and they fixed it, and it was amazing. I turned on my car on the Saturday when they, you know, serviced it, and it was just smooth. Before, when I'd be sat at lights, you know, I'd have someone in the car, Lizzie would be like, why is the car like bouncing? I was like, it just does that. It's fine. It still moves, you know, but then it started to affect like the driving, you know, I'd be driving up a hill, and I was like, I'm giving it the beans, and I might start rolling backwards, you know. So anyway, I got it fixed. And I was like, cool, the car's good.
Had you been to this garage before?
No.
Right.
So I called up the usual garage I usually use, and they didn't pick up. And I went, right, I'm going to have to look around. And yeah, I see this garage every day I come to my studio. It's big, always busy, looks good. Reviews were great, you know. Anyway, so they did fix the spark plugs. The car felt great. And I thought, right, Saturday morning, I left mine at like 9 a.m. because I had to be in Tetbury for about midday, or like 12:30, and it was just under a 3-hour drive. So I get to about Winchester, and I'm driving, going, this is good.
Yeah, this is
2 gigs today. I'm going to make a pony or a donkey or whatever, 500 quid
sloth.
A sloth.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a sloth today, you know.
Cheeky sloth.
And then watch the football on the highlights later. But I was driving, and I can't remember where. I'd just gone past something in Winchester. Like I felt like I've just gone through the town when it's like 8:35. I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah.
What's important is my temperature gauge went from 90, where it sits comfortably in the middle, and it just turned very quickly. It wasn't gradual. It was just like, 100, 110, 120, 130 in the red. And I went, So I kept driving, and I went, I need a parking thing immediately because I'm on the A34. And it was like it just there, parking, half a mile. I was like, right, okay, I've just got to get half a mile. So I got to there, and I pulled over, and I turned the engine off immediately and just sat there like, fuck, okay. Maybe it's so hot. It's probably just overheated. Give it a minute to cool down. We both need to cool down. I'm a bit thirsty. Let's both just cool down, and then we'll get back on the road, baby. But I was like, well, I should probably lift the bonnet up. Just let it air out a bit. And I looked, and there was no coolant in the reservoir. And I checked that whenever I open the bonnet. It's always at the same level. Nothing. And I went, oh my God. I reckon it's just drained out. And I knew I always have, I've always got oil, and I've always got like air pump, all the things you need for your car. So I have, engine coolant. And I was like, let's just fill it up. And I've put it all in. And as soon as I put it in, just all goes out. Oh no. Just instantly. And I went, fuck, I'm fucked. That's it. I have 2 gigs today, one in the Cotswolds and one in Bournemouth, and I now have no car. Like, let's just...
And you're in Winchester.
And I'm in
famously not in the Cotswolds and not in Bournemouth.
Like, for listeners, imagine the stress, And so I went, what do I do? And I had to phone the band. I should probably say I did phone Lizzie and say, like, this is mental. Almost just be like, when you're stressed, you're just like, fucking hell, just got to vent. This is what do I do, So, but I was like, right, I need to phone the band first, almost before I do break. Because I was safe, I was parked up, but they need to be told. So I called Georgie. And Georgie, for about 5 minutes, did not believe me. She was like, you're having me on. I was like, no, seriously, Georgie. I know I joke a lot, but my car has broken down. She's like, it's such a fucking wind up. Anyway, what time are you getting there? I was like, no. I can't get there. She's like, yeah. Ben, have you heard this? I was like, Georgie, like, please, like, it's not a joke. I've broken
What car have you got?
Golf.
I wanted to check.
Yeah.
Because the boy you cried, golf.
It's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, eventually she was like, "Oh, you're being serious?" I was like, "Yes, I am." I said, I'm not going to be able to make it there." I said, "Is there any?" But I thought, well, they're driving from the east. Can they just come through, drop down to Winchester, pick me up on the way to? But they said, "Look, we're sort of not in that direction. We're going to have to go out of our way by an hour, and then we're going to all be late if we pick you up." And I was like, "Fuck, okay." Well, I need to phone Chris to see if we can get a drummer. So I called Chris and said, here's the deal. Car's broken down. I can't get to the gig. So that's it. I'm not able to get to the gig. Are you able to find someone, because he has the kind of list of drummers and, that he goes to first. And he was like, yep, leave it with me. And he found Kurt Phillips, saved the day. He was on a gig with Tim Love that night. And it's all incestuous, isn't it? Everyone's just playing with the same people. Yeah. But he managed to do it. So I went, okay, well, that's one thing. So I've managed to sort the gig for now. So that's. But then you're thinking, but I'll tell you one thing that was really annoying me was I was so excited about that day. I thought this is going to be great. Not just the money, but just the thing of doing 2 gigs and going around and being like, that's quite a fun thing to do. I love gigging. I love, if I can do 2 in a day. And also it's the money thing. I've always been a fan of, like, I don't know, if I can pack all my work into it. I mean, you knew how it was when I worked at Old Blacksmiths, but I'd try and teach in the day too, and then like, right, okay, if I can do everything in one day and make all my money, then it's great. Rather than spacing it out. But yeah, so I was gutted that I was missing a gig, and but I thought at least that's covered. And then I was like, right, well now I have to tell the other band tonight what's going on. So I said to Mark, look, I can't do the gig. And
at what point would you called me?
Well, I knew you were gigging anyway. What, for the Laney gig? Yeah. I mean, you'd be quite far down the list if I'm honest. I mean, there's a few drummers that have done it before you. Not in a bad way.
No,
would you have done it though?
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, probably not.
But anyway, so I thought I'd call Mark and I told him, look, here's the deal. And then I was like, right, I need to phone breakdown people. So I called them, and they were pretty good, actually. They came within about an hour or something, and I said to the guy, I said, look, I know you just meant to tow me, but can you just have a look, see what it is? And he showed me the pipe. He was like, yeah, this huge pipe. He's like, yeah, that's not attached at all, I was like, oh, yeah, that'll be it. Fucking hell. And he said, oh, and there's grease on it. So it might have been the garage. And I was like, ooh, okay, right. Now, okay. Have they not put it on properly? I don't know. Anyway, so, but at this point, you're going, well, where do I get towed to, I went, I'm not going to get towed to my next gig, because that would be mental, because then how do I get back? There's no point in getting towed back to Brighton, because then I'll definitely miss the other gig. So eventually I went, well, if I get towed to my parents' house, then Mark can just, because Mark lives in that area, and then he can just drive me to my gig. So I did that. But now it does mean my car is now out of action in Emsworth, so now I don't have a car. But it was just bloody stressful. But in the end, it was like, God, everything worked out better than it could have done. You know what I mean? Kurt did the gig, and they got the gig done. And apparently it wasn't the best gig anyway. So it was like, I didn't miss one that I needed to be there for. It was... I don't think people were that fussed about country music. It wasn't a country festival. It wasn't loads of people there. It wasn't that big, Chris said the only thing you missed was the money. Other than that, it was sort of like, But then the gig that night with the band, the only function band that I'm like a core member of, it was the best gig we've ever had, in terms of playing. It was like, when you just, I know you said it with your lot, you just get into a flow, and then you just locked in, and the set list was just perfect. It was just, there was no dead space. It was just bang, 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 and the crowd were up for it from the first song. We went on late as well. We went on like 9. So by then everyone's pissed. But then it's the football thing. And I was kind of like, I got it up on my laptop, and we started our second set at 10. But I didn't have enough time to put it on. I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to leave it, And I ended up watching like the last bit of extra time in the van with everyone, just on my phone. Like, well, I watch the highlights when I get in. But it was a weird one, because I'm sure you've had this before. I'd had such a stressful day that to play drums was actually quite a release. And I'm sure, drummers listen to this, obviously. I'm sure we've all been there. If you've been, the big one people say is when you're on tour or something, and people use an example where you're just waiting around all day, and you're bored, and you're hungry, and you're tired, but then you get like, I don't know, half an hour in the evening to play your pop punk songs. You're like, fucking yes, so then you play harder than if you had your day at home and you're all comfortable and relaxed. Instead you're like, and then you just let it all out. So thankfully we had a really good gig. But bloody stressful day. But it obviously doesn't end there, because then you're thinking, well, this week we got another double gig day, and it's like one gig in Somerset and one gig in Bournemouth. Is Somerset in Bournemouth? I don't know. They're both west, either way. I don't know.
Is Somerset in Bournemouth? Can I just double check? That's the question.
Is it in the same?
Is the county of Somerset in the town of Bournemouth?
Yes.
In Dorset.
Yeah. That's what I'm asking.
No, it's not.
Okay, let's switch it. Is Bournemouth in Somerset?
No.
Okay,
no.
cool.
No.
So Somerset. Okay. Oh, I'm confused. Anyway, they're both west, but now I need to think about how I get there. But anyway, that's all I got really. It's been mad, but
Yeah.
I always feel like we do these at the end of a long weekend, and then I'm sort of a bit manic, and then I get home and crash. But yeah. Anyway,
that's no, good. Yeah, car stuff. When you got to get the bigger boys involved, it's tricky, innit? It's just like, make my car work, please.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I may as well talk about it. Yeah, I went in literally right before we started doing this, and I'd called up the day before, and they said,
So you were going,
yeah,
with the mindset of it's their fault.
They fucked
like
it up.
They fucked me over.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what was your game plan?
So
going in to see the bigger boys.
Right. So I took it to that garage that I've never used before, and then when I was picked up by the breakdown people, the guy said, this pump has grease on it. Like, it looks like someone's knocked it off, and then they've tried to put it back on, but they haven't put it back on properly, so it was always going to come off anyway. So in my head, I'm going, well, they fucked it up. So I called yesterday just with that mindset, going, well, I took there, I've spent a lot of money, I've now lost money, I now have to call out a mechanic. It's like the only one that's lost out here is me, And so, yeah, I called up. I said, look, this is a complaint. Like, I took my car in, and the next time I drove it, it broke down, and now I can't drive it. Now I'm losing work, And they said, okay, well, we'll get Stuart to give you a call tomorrow. I didn't know who Stuart was, So I went in today, and he didn't give me a call, whoever this person was. So I went in today, and I went, hi, I called yesterday, and they said someone called Stuart would call me back. He's like, all right. Didn't realise I'm talking to Stuart at this point, And I said, yeah, I bought in my car and had the spark plugs changed. He's like, yeah. And I was like, and then it broke down the next time I drove it. He's like, yeah. I was like, well, I think it showed me it was the coolant thing. And he was like, yeah, but it's hot, It's like, it's hot. They burst. That's it. And I was thinking, he's just trying to fob me off with, it's hot. So, And I went, well, okay, right. But the person that showed me it, because I don't know, I said there was grease on it. So he said that, and he was like, look, I'll show you. And then he, showed me to a car and was like, look, these are the spark plugs. Here's the coolant pipe. Like it's completely separate thing. And I was going, look, I'm not having a go, And then we had this kind of weird thing where he was sort of saying, look, I talk to people like they might not know about cars. And I said, yeah. But you kind of you knew that I was coming, and you have sort of come at me like, I don't know, like you were ready. You were thinking I was going to come in with an argument just by the way you're talking, and I'm not. I don't want to do that. I don't even really want to have this chat. I wish if I could pay more you can for a better car and monthly thing, but to never have to do all these things, then I would. But I don't. So now we're having a chat, And then after we got the dick swinging contest out of the way, then he was like, okay, I've got a mate who's in the Emsworth area, he can go around and fix it. And he said it is just the heat, like he said, And but it's a weird one, isn't it? Because, you still don't know. There's a part of you that goes, I do more believe him that it was the heat. And I did Google it. And yes, when it's extremely hot, they do just come off. And that was the longest drive I've done in a while, and it was the hottest it'd been, and it was middle of the day.
The irony of the bit that breaks because of the heat is the bit that controls the heat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you'd think they'd think about that.
Yeah.
This bit of the car is essential to keeping it cool when it's hot. So let's make sure the bit it doesn't break when it gets hot.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like Achilles' heel, isn't it? Achilles goes out. All he had to do was cover up his heel, if that's the vulnerable bit. But instead he didn't.
Just wear some high tops.
Just wear some high tops. Don't go off flashing your heel, Achilles, But yeah, so it was exactly that. But there's one part of me, I want to believe him, and I do. But there's another part of me that goes, what if they did fuck it? And then he's just gone, and it's a weird one because it's a constant thing with garages because everyone is like, oh, yeah, there's this garage I go to, they're brilliant, yeah, can't fault them. Don't go to that one, they'll fucking rip you off. And you're like, but they all look the same, and all the reviews are all the same, and someone tell me where to go. All I need is just like a mechanic mate. Do you know what I mean? Actually, this is a podcast call. If anyone knows a mechanic and wants to be friends, I'll start off with some good small talk, which is a good callback to the start of the episode, Yeah. And
or if anyone is a mechanic.
If anyone is a mechanic. If you're listening and you're a mechanic
who drums on the side.
Yeah.
If you want to be personal friends, George will give you his number and he will guarantee you 10 hilarious texts a week.
Or we'll plug your business. If you want your business as a mechanic plugged, or anyone does on here, we've got some listeners, Yeah. And
so I'm at a point with my car, because I got my dad's old car before he died. He gave it to me. Yeah. And he'd been going to the same garage for years. Then that guy left Peugeot and set up his own garage. And my dad followed him, kept going to see him. And then, so I've I take the car to that garage. It is inconvenient for me to do so, but I have the trust of like 20 years of my dad going to see him, and I will continue that trust with the tear in my eye because he's dead. You know what I mean? That's always in the back pocket. It's good to have a dead dad in your back pocket.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. If you want to send in...
Oh, dear. Well, this episode will come out after the semi-final, so we don't know what's happened, but watch that one.
What are your predictions?
I think it's going to be a leaky game. I think it's going to be a leaky game, but I think it's going to be... I think it'll be more similar to the Mexico affair. But my optimism is there. My optimism is there. I'm not being one of these boo boys. No, come on. I think, Argentina been taken to extra time a couple of times. They concede. We concede. I think we just got to outscore them. I feel optimistic. And then see what happens. It's just nice to be part of the conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for listening. Get in touch, drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com, @drumanddrummerpodcast on Broccoli on the Instagram. drumcharts.co.uk. We'll see you next week.
See you next
George.
week.
Pleasure
as always.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.